Ladies and gentlemen, this is Big Ray's Wrestling Show. You know me, I'm the Mark of the Master, the man with the plan. Big Ray here to stay to talk some TNA Today Impact 10/24/2013. Ladies and gentlemen, this show was bananas. Let's just be real. It was a perfect way for TNA to, as I said before, press that reset button. And I mean, is it just me? I want you guys to leave your comments here below here at OneWrestling.com or YouTube/OneWrestling video. It feels that TNA is moving in a different direction. Is it a youth movement? Are they going back with the originals? Guys, I see something different happening. We're going to jump right into the show. Dixie Carter comes to the ring and she goes to AJ's and she has AJ Styles merchandise everywhere. AJ Styles hats, AJ Styles posters, AJ Styles everything. And she had a big old sign that says, "Welcome home, AJ Styles," so on and so forth. And Dixie Carter says, I made a little mistake, a little itty bitty mistake. She made a big freaking mistake by not respecting the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. She basically lays it on extremely thick, and then she calls out, after putting over AJ Styles, she calls out AJ Styles to the ring. AJ Styles comes to the ring with the championship in hand, and I gotta tell you, man, this crowd was really excited for this event. The crowd was alive. The crowd was really into this segment, and I gotta say, this opening segment, very well done. So Dixie Carter basically takes full credit and full credit for AJ Styles' success. She says, "Oh, no, I wasn't against you. I was trying to motivate you." Well, listen, AJ Styles, oh, and by the way, she says, she gave AJ, backstage, she got lobster for AJ Styles, filet mignon, she got him a gold watch, not the gold watch that she was gonna give Hulk Hogan, that one she probably got on eBay for $59.99. But this gold watch, this was handpicked by her. And oh, and by the way, Dixie Carter also says that she gave AJ Styles a great locker room, separated from everyone. Not as good as hers, but a great locker room. Well, AJ Styles says he is not buying it. AJ Styles tells Dixie, you wish it would be that easy when I said I was gonna make you pay. And Dixie Carter, then she backs off and she says, "Look, you don't have to wrestle tonight. You know what? You take the night off." Well, AJ Styles, before he could even answer, Bully Ray comes to the ring. He interrupts, and Bully Ray comes and he says that he didn't travel, and I quote, all the way down to Salt Crap City not to wrestle for the World Championship tonight. AJ Styles basically cuts everything. He says, shut up. Just shut the hell up, basically. I'm the champion. You're the challenger. I am giving you a world title shot. And Bully Ray starts to cut another promo stating that, you know what? You'll win. You were lucky. That is the key word tonight. Bully Ray believes that he was lucky. He starts blaming Earl Hebner, saying that Earl Hebner is old and blind and he couldn't count to 3. I mean, he was all over the place. And he actually tells AJ Styles to go home to his ugly wife and kids. Bully Ray's hilarious. He's awesome. I love Bully Ray. So now we have Bully Ray and AJ Styles in the ring, and AJ Styles is in Bully Ray's face, and Bully Ray hits him with a cheap shot, and Bully Ray starts to attack. He starts tearing up the set, beating the hell out of AJ Styles, and just as Bully Ray is about to put AJ Styles through a table, Mr. Anderson, wait for it, Anderson. Mr. Anderson surprises everyone, comes to the ring, and attacks Bully Ray. Chases Bully Ray off. Then he finally cuts a promo, and he's basically saying that we're all sick and tired. We're all sick and tired of Bully's crap. Well, Dixie Carter basically sends security to the ring to arrest Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson attacks the 2 first security guards that were about the size of my son. And then he actually, it's weird, he actually stops, smirks, puts his hands out, and he allows them to put the handcuffs on, and he gets taken away, but he's still smiling It was a really weird but fun segment. I gotta tell you, that first segment, the opening segment for TNA Impact tonight, excellent, very good, enjoyed it. So now we have GAIL Kim. We're going to a knockouts match. GAIL Kim with Lady TAPA, and they're gonna face, it's a tag team match, GAIL Kim and Brooke with Lady TAPA versus Velvet Sky and ODB. Actually a pretty decent match. Basically the ladies ended up brawling outside, and Velvet is left in the ring. Now, GAIL Kim is pushing a chair into the ring, trying to distract the referee towards the end of the match, and the referee is totally distracted. Now, while this is happening, the huge giant of a woman, Lady TAPA, comes in and gives a sabat kick right to the face of Velvet Sky, knocking her the hell out. GAIL Kim comes into the ring, pins 1, 2, 3. GAIL Kim and her tag team partner Brooke go over. So Lady TAPA again making her presence felt. Now, Ethan Carter III, or EC3, now makes his TNA Impact debut officially, and I gotta tell you guys, and I want to hear from you guys, what do you guys think about EC3, Ethan Carter III? I mean, they put him in a ring against Dewey Barnes, and you know, listen, it's entertaining. I mean, putting him in squash matches, hand-picked opponents. I know some people didn't like it during the pay-per-view, dude. You know, look, King Kong Bundy freaking beat SD Delivery Jones in 9 seconds in WrestleMania 1. I mean, it happens. Jake the Snake Roberts beat, I forgot who the hell it was, in WrestleMania, I think it was 2 or 3, I think it was WrestleMania 2, and like a minute and change. So you know what, it happens during pay-per-views. And I really like the intro of EC3. I like his back to the audience. I like the light, the smoke. Comes into the ring and he fights this freaking, like Bobby the Brain Heenan used to say, this freaking Hammernecker, and he basically takes him out. I mean, you know, and the Hammernecker actually has some moments. He actually looked like a skinny, I don't know, he was just a geek, and he hits him with that front face DDT, and I gotta give it to Mr. Dewey Barnes. Dewey Barnes, you really sold the hell out of that front face DDT, and he basically goes over for the 1, 2, 3. Now, my question to you guys is, how do you like the presentation of this new character, this nephew of Dixie Carter III, or Dixie Carter, excuse me, EC3? I mean, was it me, or did I hear the fans count EC3 when he got the 3 count? I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe it's my imagination. Maybe it'll catch on. But anyway, so he gets on the mic and he basically says, I am a Carter, the world needs us. I am enjoying the introduction to this new character. Eventually somebody's going to step up and get in his face, and he's going to have to actually prove himself in the ring. But right now, again, love his look, good inside the ring, he's got the charisma. I think this kid can go places in TNA and will be given a chance that WWE never truly gave him. Backstage we see Sting. He's being thanked by Magnus, and Magnus actually apologizes for basically blowing off Sting. I gotta be honest with you guys, I still eventually see Magnus turning heel. I think his character is not, I'm not gonna say it's stale, but I think Magnus is better off as a heel. He's smug. He's got that great heel look. You know, he's got the whole English thing going for him. You know, listen, let's be honest with you. Some of the best heels in wrestling have been from across the pond. I love you guys there in England, and I think Magnus is actually fantastic, and I think he will be a TNA World Heavyweight Champion. I said it. Rewind. Hey, go back to my other videos. I've been saying it for well over a year. You watch, guys. But anyway, we're gonna move on, and we have Kurt Angle, and Kurt Angle comes to the ring, and he basically says that he goes over the fact that, you know, look, you know, I turned down the Hall of Fame because I feel like I didn't deserve it, and I have a whole lot more to prove. And again, my question to you guys is, what the hell else does this guy have to prove? All right, you know, he's had issues. He's gone to jail. He's been an alcoholic. It is what it is, brother. But in the ring, Kurt Angle is the best professional wrestler probably of all time. So I don't really get the excuse that I don't deserve it at this point in juncture. Anyway, but Bobby Roode comes into the ring, and he actually interrupts Kurt Angle. He gets in Kurt Angle's face, and he basically says, look, for 2 years I lived with the failure of losing to you, and now you're gonna have to live with that failure. And basically Kurt Angle says, look, man, you know what, screw it, we'll fight right now, we'll have a match right now. Bobby Roode actually takes out a note from the doctor stating, look dude, you can't fight. You're not clear to fight. I know that and you know that. Or you're not clear to wrestle. But Kurt Angle quickly clarifies and says, well, you know what, we can't wrestle, but we can sure fight. And Kurt Angle goes on and attacks Bobby Roode. So, question to you guys. Are you guys looking forward to this little, I'm not going to say a little feud, but this feud between Kurt Angle and Bobby Roode? Now, you know what's funny? I was thinking this when I was watching this segment, and I thought to myself, you know, the whole Sting Magnus thing, Sting was supposed to actually make Magnus. I actually see, and Bobby Roode is probably the top guy, one of the top guys in TNA. But I think if done correctly, if Bobby Roode has a couple of clean wins, I think Kurt Angle can really make Bobby Roode, because Kurt Angle can still go. Kurt Angle is still legit. I would like to know what you guys think. Please leave your comments here below. So we go backstage. We have Bully Ray, and he's basically rounding the troops in. Bully Ray wants Nux and Bischoff, excuse me, to go to the jail and make sure that Mr. Anderson doesn't make bail. I don't know, but anyway, he's rallying them, and it's a weird dichotomy. What's going on between the Aces and Eights. I honestly see the Aces and Eights breaking up very, very soon. I would like to know what you guys think, or maybe a new version of the Aces and Eights. We'll get into that a little later. But we have the bromance. Oh, we got the bromance. And they come into the ring. And if you guys didn't notice, there wasn't a lot of wrestling action this week. There was a lot of talking, a lot of story building. But I didn't mind it so much because it basically tied the loose ends at the pay-per-view. And I think this was a setup to build for the upcoming shows. You watch. But we got the bromance, and they're in the ring with their DJ, and they got silver tablecloth, and they're eating freaking protein bars, and ridiculous. But anyway, they're starting to cut a promo, and they're putting themselves over, and then finally Cowboy James Storm, sorry about your damn luck, and Gunner Interrupt, and they basically say that next week they're gonna kick their ass. They're gonna kick Broman's ass and take the titles back. But then Bad Influence, the best tag team in the business, I think that's the way he says it. But listen, these guys come into the ring. They cut a cool. Kaz comes into the ring. He says, 2 bros, 1 brain, a crying cowboy, and a pretend Viking. I mean, who the hell's more charismatic than these guys? And then finally, Daniels comes into the ring, and and Daniels has his Appletini. He says beer is for the lower class, Appletini's for the upper class. Cowboy James Storm grabs the Appletini, tastes it, doesn't like it, throws it in Daniel's face. Everybody starts going crazy. Eric Young comes down to the ring, and he's followed by Joseph Park. Now, while all this is going on, Joseph Park is hit over the head with a bottle, which basically causes Joseph Park to bleed. And when Joseph Park bleeds, he turns into what's Abyss, basically. He goes crazy, chasing Daniels and Kaz outside the ring. But before that, he hits Jesse Goddess with a huge choke slam. I want to ask you guys something. Are you guys a little tired of the whole Joseph Park thing? Are you ready to see Abyss on a regular basis? I am. My personal opinion, Joseph Park was fun for a little while. I think it's time to actually go back. Like I said before, you got to go back to move forward, especially when it comes to TNA. Bring Abyss back and bring the real, legit monster Abyss back. But anyway, now we're going to move on to the TNA World Heavyweight Championship between Bully Ray and AJ Styles. Now, we're going to quickly go to the end of the match where Bully Ray basically, and I got to tell you, this was a pay-per-view quality match. Excellent, excellent match. Bully Ray actually hits AJ Styles with a chain while the referee, Earl Hebner, he sprained his knee and he's basically down on the mat. And I for a second, I thought Bully Ray was going to get the, for a second, I thought he was going to get the 3 count. But AJ Styles actually kicks out, kicks out, and Bully Ray goes for the chain again. Now, when he goes for the chain a second time, Mr. Anderson runs down the aisle with the freaking with the handcuff still attached to his I believe his left arm. He grabs Bully Ray's head, drapes it across the top rope. AJ Styles is able to wrap him up in a crucifix roll-up for the 1, 2, 3. So AJ Styles goes over in the victory, and then Bully Ray and Mr. Anderson go at it outside the ring. Mr. Anderson fighting off Bully Ray. Now, really quickly, before I jump into Dixie Carter, look, me and Andre Corbeil, if you haven't seen our show, it's the Can-Am Wrestling Show. You can catch it every single Tuesday at 9 p.m. at www.tnamecca.com. Again, the Can-Am Wrestling Show with my good buddy from the north, Mr. Andre Corbeil. We've been talking about this, and I think more off air than on air, but I distinctly believe that there's going to be, maybe not the aces and eights, but I honestly do believe that those guys that were shunned, pushed aside by Bully Ray, will eventually follow Mr. Anderson. I want to know what you guys think. We're going to quickly move on to Dixie Carter. Dixie Carter comes into the ring with contract in hand, and it's a perk-laden contract. I mean, I guess the numbers apparently were astronomical, including she offers him that beautiful sports car. I think it was a Chevy? I think it was a Chevy. Awesome. But listen, AJ Styles takes the damn contract after she goes on and on and on, and AJ Styles rolls it up in a ball and wipes his ass with it, basically. Throws it onto the ground. AJ Styles basically ends the night saying, it's not about the money. It was never about the money. And what I'm getting from AJ Styles, it was more about the fact that Dixie Carter did not respect the man that AJ Styles has been in TNA from the very, very beginning. She never gave him the props. And basically, she kept bringing in all these freaking old, washed-up bums when the truth is, she had a superstar to build on with AJ Styles. Well, AJ Styles says, I'm taking this title. I'm taking this title, and I'm taking it to them, meaning the fans. Oh, and by the way, I'm taking the car too. So he takes the keys to the car. AJ Styles takes his title, which, by the way, he's not signed to a contract with TNA. Jumps in the car, grabs the title, holds it over his head, and drives away. Ladies and gentlemen, next week is looking to be one hell of a show. I know that I say that a lot. I really, really love the way this show tied up any loose ends the pay-per-view left and setting up for future shows. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, follow us here every single week at OneWrestling.com, YouTube /OneWrestlingVideo. Follow us on Twitter at OneWrestling. Please follow me on Twitter at Big Ray's Show. Ladies and gentlemen, I say this every single week. I would do this for a living, but if I can, I would do it anyway. Why? Because I love talking wrestling. Guys, if you don't catch me at OneWrestling.com, don't forget to watch me and Andre Corbeil, the Can-Am Wrestling Show, every single week at www.tnamecca.com every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, U.S. time. Guys, please leave your comments here below, subscribe, hit that like button. Guys, I really appreciate you guys watching these videos. Please leave your feedback, leave your comments, send me tweets, and I will get back to you. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you next week. Peace. Bye.